Yo, what is going on? Hey, this is a great Friday, man, night for us. Hey, this is exciting. I just want to just come out and say thank you for all fans, friends, family, and haters that join us at the Wild West Sports Blog. This is episode 1. Man, this has been a huge journey. I mean, once this started back in the day, now that we're here, I'm just glad to be here with another great-minded sports fanatic as myself. I will introduce myself. I'm James West. I am the host and the founder of Wild West Sports Blog. And next to me, I got Spencer Nolan. Anything you want to say, Spencer?
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm at Rolling Nolan on Twitter. If you follow me there, you see me just constantly spouting off just random sports tweets that come to mind. So, and I've known this guy for, I don't know, man, 10, 15 years, 20, not quite 20, because we met like in high school. So, but it's been a while, man.
Don't reveal my age, Spencer. I'm not ready for that yet. But no, the main mission here, man, we just wanted to just express our side, our perspective, our views of sports in today's world. I mean, right now, I know some people, they just get tired of either listening to ESPN, FS1 on the same nonstop topics left and right. But the main mission here, man, is just to bring a news perspective and invite people to talk about their perspective and even bring their experiences from past sporting events. So, man, for me, I'd like to get into just like a little bit of just who we are. And of course, we have already mentioned I'm James. I was born in Houston. Now I currently live in Oakland, California. Right now, oh man, I hate to say this, but man, the teams I roll with, I'm a diehard fanatic Eagles fan.
Oh,
I know everyone's like, how are you not a Cowboys fan or a Texans fan? Trust me, I will explain that. So I did live and die by the green in Philly.
And you died recently.
Yeah.
I should have brought it up. I'm sorry. Sore spot. My bad. Yeah, it's kind of sore for me too. I lost a lot of money on them. I was an Eagles fan. Me too. Yeah.
Well, when it comes to NBA, I've always been a players guy. So I grew up loving Shaq. I love LeBron. So I don't really have a team. Baseball is the same way. I grew up loving King Griffey Jr. and Giancarlo Stanton. I really don't have a team. But for a disclaimer, being born in Houston, I do support all Houston teams. And then when we go to the college side of things, mainly it's just football. My childhood team, of course, the Miami Hurricanes. My blood family is the Alabama Crimson Tide. We always got to hit with the Roll Tide. And then, of course, my alma mater is Liberty Flames. CUSA.
Let's get them in the tournament, man.
Get in the tournament. Yeah, I know the A-Sun right now. We just defeated Eastern Kentucky. So, hey, on to the next. So, Spencer, man, let us know a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, man. Like he said, same as him. I'm born and raised in Houston. I'm still in Houston. I'm in the burbs, though, out in Houston out here. But, I live and breathe every Houston franchise. We got a hockey team. If we ever get one, I'm going to stand them. Our rugby team, our MLS team, I stand them all. But I'm mainly on the Rockets, Texans, Astros, Cougs. Big on Cougs. Let's go Cougs.
Big on Cougs. I know. Very exciting year, definitely.
Yes. We're a basketball school right now, just so you know.
Oh, yeah.
We're a basketball school right now.
I agree.
Yeah. So life has been tough for me at times as a Houston fan.
Man.
I had to rep the Houston Astros, the retro Houston Astros sweatshirt tonight because they are my pride and joy right now. They're the only Houston team that is really like they've proven to be winners. Now U of H is looking into that conversation with the hoops. Mm-hmm. They're getting in the conversation, but I don't know. I have this gut feeling that's going to end in heartbreak.
Yeah, but I know for you it's been a couple challenging years for the Rockets and Texans. It just seems like they both are in the tankathon of things.
Yeah, it's hey, I think there's reason for optimism for both franchises for different reasons. The Texans were rock bottom last year. They bring in a new coach, D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah.
Like that was the best coach on the market. They get him. They get their guy, original Texan player. Like he's one of the best in franchise history. So they're doing things to make the right moves. They got good draft picks. We'll get into that, I'm sure.
Get into that, yes.
We'll get into that for sure later. But
yes, we will.
So there's reason for optimism for them. The Rockets right now, there's a lot of like rumors about toxicity in the locker room.
Oh man, I remember the comments by Eric Gordon where he was just bad mouthing the organization, like. Of course, I felt bad him being like the only like veteran with that young squad. I mean, it is exciting. I love watching Kevin Porter and and Green.
The talent is there. It's the problem is for me the problem is the coach and possibly the GM as well. Stone's made a lot of good moves, but he's made some questionable moves as well.
Gotcha.
He's drafted well. That's what's been his saving grace. But like. It's just tricky. So I need some new blood for the Rockets next year. But if they get Wembanyama, things could get real good real quick.
Y'all in Detroit and San Antonio. Even though I'm surprised San Antonio won the other day, I thought they were just going to tank the tank. But yeah, I think it's the race between you and the Pistons. So we'll see. Definitely just want to let y'all know, hey, anytime y'all want to connect with us, hey, I've got it down on the right there at the bottom screen. You connect with us, on YouTube, TikTok, IG, also on our Twitter handles, man. We're here to answer any questions. Trust me, we will try to get as many of your questions in on these shows as possible. As we know right now, episode 1, the intro is always going to be long. So let's just cut into it right now as we got the NFL Combine this weekend and currently right now. I know everyone's excited about the quarterback situation. Who's going first? Is it Bryce? Is it, CJ? Is it, now is it Anthony Richardson out of the blue? I got everyone, that. So right now we're looking at Chicago still at 1, Houston 2, Arizona 3, Indianapolis 4, and then we got Seattle 5 and the Lions 6, Raiders 7, Falcons 8, Carolina 9, and then my Eagles at 10. It's okay. We're not
coming off of
we're
a
in the Super Bowl
appearance, and they get a top 10 pick.
Yeah, we didn't play that.
What are you doing, New Orleans? What are you doing? What are you doing? They did all that for Olave.
I know, freaking man. I give credit to our GM Howie Roseman. That guy that dude's a magician for sure. But I just want to get into it. Really, right now for the mock, everyone thought that, Chicago was going to trade Justin Fields and get, Bryce Young. But I'm on the train to stay with Justin, trade back, or just stay right there. And unfortunately, had to overpay a defensive player. But
I feel like that was absolute smokescreen, no doubt about it. It was a smokescreen. They're trying to get all the other teams needing quarterbacks. The Texans, the Colts, the Falcons. They're all sitting there like, man, these other teams are going to get our guy. We got to go get that pick.
I wish they would have done it. I wish they would have done it later, like making people think they are going to trade Justin Fields. But now we know, like no way.
There's no way. After the season he had, he showed a lot of progress, as a passer, which was a big thing, and he's absolutely electric when he gets out in open field. Like
I didn't see none of this running ability at Ohio State, and what he did, man. I thought Jalen Hurts was good. Man, this man Justin Fields.
Yeah, he's in the conversation with Lamar Jackson as one of the all-time great. It's him and Michael Vick, and I think Jalen Hurts is going to insert himself in that conversation if he hasn't already. I mean, what he did in the Super Bowl running the ball as a quarterback was amazing.
Amazing, yeah. Whew, man. Like I said, we'll talk about Super Bowl, man. I still blame Rihanna because she wore red, and I was like, I knew it from there. When Rihanna wore red, even though she looked good, I was like, damn it, she's rolling with the Chiefs. I need the Eagles to win.
The vibes were bad. Were bad.
So right now for the mock, so we'll just go through let's just go let's go with the top 10 and see where you think a quarterback is going to get drafted. I think Houston will draft, obviously. I think Houston and Indianapolis. Now the question is, who are you picking? I will let you go first because you are the Houston fan. So who are you picking, man? Are you picking Bryce or are you picking CJ?
So yeah, it's tricky. I really like. There's 3 guys I'd be okay with in the top 5, depending on what the Texans do with the pick. If they want to trade up to 1, I really don't think that would be smart. I think there's 3 guys that are worth a top 2 pick, and then you can build a franchise around. I don't think it would be smart to give up future first-round picks to move up 1 spot, especially when you could have just lost the final game of the season and gotten it that way. You can't give up a first-round pick now when it was right there in front of you.
I know that.
You can't do it.
What was that against the Colts? It was like 4th and like 28, and they just scored the touchdown, like no big deal. Now I will say I did cash in on the Houston spread that game.
Damn you, Davis Mills.
Oh man, that guy.
Damn
man.
You, Davis Mills.
Legend in my gambling.
Tragic, man. So that being said, I'm gonna assume that someone trades up to number 1, and I'm gonna assume they take Bryce Young. Now, disclaimer: he's not my quarterback 1. That's not my QB1. He's not my QB2 either.
You're not your QB2?
He's not my QB2.
Damn, I was at least going to agree with you. Like I was also going CJ to the Texans, but now you're not. Okay.
Let me explain. So CJ Stroud is my QB1. I think CJ Stroud, he translates to the pro game. He reminds me of like a Joe Burrow type. I've seen a lot of comparisons to Jared Goff, but more athletic. Get me on board with that. I love that, especially to build your team around. Rookie quarterback, rookie head coach. They'll build together. They'll grow together. It'll be beautiful. I like that a lot. But my QB2, there's a lot of hype around this guy from Florida right now. God. Anthony Richardson could be the next Cam Newton, just a little bit shorter.
Oh yeah. No, I had this discussion with a good friend of mine, and I was telling him like, man, like the build is Cam Newton, but his college throwing stats, and I was telling him, I was like, it was kind of like Jalen at Alabama. Like the dude couldn't throw a lick, it looked like it from time to time. But you say, okay, if he can't throw, if he was like Jalen in college, where's Jalen now? He's in the Super Bowl. And you like you said, Cam Newton build. So it's that upside. And of course, once we all remember when Josh Allen got drafted, everyone was like, where's Wyoming at? Like where do they play? Like once that happened, you've seen what Josh Allen's done. I do see the build, and like you said, if Richardson can get that coaching and that development, sort of like Hurts did, sort of like even Cam Newton himself, he went to the Super Bowl. Yeah. He was almost there. I mean, so
and don't forget, the Texans offensive coordinator is from the Shanahan tree. Now I'm not saying he's going to be a Shanahan, but I like that he's of that offensive mindset. We know the 49ers have one of the best offenses in the entire league. They had a 7th round pick take them to the NFC Championship. And I know it was a blowout, but he hurt his elbow and literally couldn't throw the ball in the entire second half. Yeah. I bet the Eagles in that game. I was picking them to make the bowl, of course. But I think that game looks different, a lot different, if he doesn't hurt his elbow. So
totally,
that being said,
totally
so Slowick as the offensive coordinator in Houston, I think he can mold Stroud, make him into a good quarterback, and develop those parts of his games. He does have some holes. He's not perfect. And same with Anthony Richardson. Sorry. I started thinking about C.J. Stroud and the Texans.
Oh no! Trust me. No, I also. So if we leave the mock draft order in this way, no trades, no none. I think how I went. Houston drafts C.J.
Okay.
And then I thought Indianapolis was going to draft Bryce. Now, it's a coin flip on, who the GMs want. They want the Will Levis or they want Anthony Richardson. I'm looking at Seattle, and I'm looking at the Detroit Lions. I honestly don't draft a quarterback, please. I mean, Seattle, look what you did with Geno and just build on that. Even Detroit, you started 1-6, but you finished.
And Jared Goff was a big part of that. Jared Goff was playing very, very well at the end of the season. And one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
And earlier, like you said about CJ, similar to Jared Goff, but a little more athletic. I mean, I'm not saying Jared Goff is, top 10, but Jared Goff, he did play in the Super Bowl, and now he's leading a young and motivated Lions team. I may have them for a future,
I like that.
division winner for sure.
I like that. If you now would be the time to get that while we don't know about what 12 in Green Bay is going to do. When we don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Now would be a good time to jump
on. Be a good time.
Not
a lot of money. Just a sprinkle. Just a sprinkle. So we're good there. Vegas. Oh man, I think Vegas would draft the quarterback, and that depends on who Josh McDaniels wants.
Will Levis makes a lot of sense there.
I'm sorry, man. I just don't know if they're gonna get Richardson. But then I think it's a coin flip between Levis and Richardson for Vegas and Carolina. I think Atlanta just ride Ritter. You might not be the best team, but hey, I'll just build up. Just build up the trenches, offense, defensive line. You got, Kyle Pitts, who was a top 5 pick, and
just decide to use him.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's been unreal. So with all that going on, because as every year with the draft comes along, young quarterbacks come in, and with that, either they start right off the bat, or they, they sit down, have a veteran in front of them. And for veterans, as this next topic with NFL free agency predictions, for sure, we are probably going to talk about the quarterbacks from the free agency. Now, my list, I got a few quarterbacks. Now, Spencer, okay, hold your breath. When I say this, all right.
Oh no.
You might fall out the chair. Why don't the Texans, draft, CJ? I think they should draft CJ, but let's say if they draft Bryce, it is what it is. But if they draft CJ, what's wrong? What's wrong with signing for a minimum contract, not a big contract, $5 million, $10 million maybe? Why don't you just sign, either Jimmy G or Carson Wentz? I'm not saying lead them to the promised land. I'm not saying none of that.
Okay.
Just with a veteran side.
Okay, look, I'm in on Jimmy G. I like Jimmy G. I think he can be a game manager. He can be a bridge quarterback. I like that. But Carson Wentz,
man, I'm still riding hope on that.
No, that 2017 Wentz is gone. He's not coming back. He's gone. He's dead. He's gone. He's never coming back. Never. Washington thought they were cute. Indianapolis thought they were cute, and they were going to figure it. No, he's dead. Yeah. 2017 Carson Wentz is not coming around anytime soon. He's done. I don't
I said, $5 million contract, not like a 25.
No, I don't think. I think he's burnt bridges everywhere he's left.
True. Yeah.
He's not a good guy, and you want this guy to be your backup, and he could be a potential distraction. I'm out.
He could be. Yeah.
I'm out. Or not even your backup, as your bridge quarterback to mentor the young guy.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out, man.
I'm out. I'm out on Carson Wentz.
Don't be upset with me, Spencer. I was looking at it. I'm like, man, this guy. He just needs a team to play on. I'm not even trying to say win the job. Just play well and maybe get signed to another team in the future. But
I don't see it. I think he's out of the league until maybe in the middle of the season. Maybe in the middle of the season, a team has their quarterback go down for the year and they have a good record. They want to try to contend.
Maybe the 49ers. They went through 4 quarterbacks.
I mean, Kyle Shanahan has like some kind of secret sauce he gives his quarterbacks. You and I could probably play a couple downs at quarterback. We could be a system QB for we might get hurt severely on the first. That's why we both got to do it, because once you start and then you get hit, I'm going to come in, I'm going to get hit, and then we're going to have to get someone else in there. But we can do it.
If I get hit, man, I'll probably be put on IR for the season. I mean, I just got done playing a little basketball, and I think I pulled a back muscle. Like, man, I'm just getting up there in age, I guess. Time to go. But with
it's been a while.
Oh yeah. With the free agents, quarterbacks, my list. The only people I'm really intrigued about, Lamar, Derek Carr, Jimmy G, and I don't want to say Aaron Rodgers, but
we got to talk about it, man.
Nothing
is going to happen until Aaron Rodgers makes his decision. Once that happens, then the dominoes will start to fall.
Spencer, I'll let you take over the Aaron Rodgers segment. Where you like him, where you want him to be after this dark room escape. I wish I was in a dark room right now because I don't want to talk about Aaron Rodgers. I hear it all the time.
I'll give you three quick destinations for him, and I'll rank them third to first. Third, New York Jets. They have a team ready to be built. They're in a very tough division. You have the Dolphins, you have the Bills. But that team is very close.
Whoa, hold up. We just blowing by the Patriots. Like they just didn't just get an offensive coordinator. Not playing two defensive coordinators.
And this will be Bill Belichick's last year, probably.
But come on,
Bill O'Brien is the chosen one.
Don't blame Mac Jones.
He will drive Bill Belichick out of there, and somehow Bill O'Brien will end up the general manager of the Patriots. Watch it happen.
Ooh, man.
I've seen this movie before. I know how this ends.
Yeah, it was a bad rating on the Rotten Tomatoes. That's for sure.
No, it was bad. But New York Jets, I like them. You put Aaron Rodgers there, you've got a good set of weapons there for him, a really electric running back, a good O-line that's much improved, and they'll get healthier next year. They had several guys go on IR during the regular season. So they'll be healthier. Their defense, very, very good. That team could make some noise with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. Number two, I like Washington Commanders team. They have a very good defense. They've got weapons. Yeah. They have one of the best wide receivers in the entire league. Aaron Rodgers had very, very little to work with last year, and he still had a decent year. What many would consider a down year for him is the best year of a lot of other players' careers, right? So I like in Washington, and yes, that's a tough division too with the Cowboys and with the Eagles, but I expect Dallas to take some regression. They're going to have to make some salary cap moves. They're up against it because they're paying Dak a lot of money. And I also wonder
the same for the Eagles. I will say same for the Eagles. We have a lot of guys on free agency.
A lot of guys hitting free agency. So, but you have Hurts, you have AJ Brown.
Yeah, we have Hurts, AJ.
You got the majority of the O-line's locked up. You should be okay. But I think that division is a lot closer than people think. So I like him in Washington.
I think they said the last time back-to-back NFC champions has been since like 2004, and that was the Eagles with Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, the NFC is far more open than the AFC. If you go to an AFC team like the Jets, that's why I have the Jets at 3. There's so much quarterback talent in the AFC. It's going to be a toss-up just about every year. Now, I know Mr. Mahomes is much better than just about the next guy. Burrow's in the conversation, Allen's in the conversation. But Mahomes is the guy. You want to stay away from him as long as possible. You want to meet him in the Super Bowl.
Yes, just one time a year. You don't want to play him 2 times in the division and then in the playoffs. Don't know.
Yeah, but then my last final spot, stay in Green Bay. Green Bay. You're green and yellow. Don't be like Brett Favre. Don't leave. Stay in Green Bay, where it's the most historic franchise in the league. Stay in Green Bay. Now, I will caveat, I actually own a share of the Green Bay Packers, so
you do? Okay.
I do. So NFL owner Spencer Nolan, you have to address me like that.
That's good. I like that.
They're like my second team for that. I'm still Houston forever diehard, but they're like my second team because I'm an owner. Like I can have a second team. I feel like it's loud.
Yeah.
I'm not big on second teams though. I'm not big on that.
Yeah, you're 1 and 3. Definitely the obvious for me. I do see the very intriguing for the Commanders. Definitely. Moving on. Jimmy G. I like Jimmy G to go to Las Vegas.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I think it makes a lot of sense. The Lord pray for this man's body if he can stay healthy. I like him in Vegas, and I'm not looking anywhere else. I would hope Jimmy is not looking because you got Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. Lord, hopefully
they're likely going to keep Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, who was monstrous last year in fantasy for sure for a lot of people. Oh, for me, I had Josh Jacobs, man. But I like Jimmy G in Vegas. How about yourself?
I like Jimmy G in Vegas a lot. I could also see him in Tampa, following in Tom Brady's footsteps in some degree. And I think that team, I don't think they're going to want to tank. I think Todd Bowles and Bruce Arians are still there. I think they want to contend, and that is another division. You want to talk about divisions that are wide open.
Way open. Yeah, that's wide. That is more wide open than
and honestly, if you want to have a fourth for the Aaron Rodgers list, literally any of the NFC South teams makes sense for Aaron Rodgers.
You put Rodgers in any of the NFC South teams, they will win the division and just get to the playoffs.
It makes sense for all of them. But honestly, so do every single one of the quarterbacks on this list makes sense for the NFC South. But I like him in Tampa a lot, just because I like the Brady aspect of it.
Gotcha. Yes. And then we got Derek Carr. I like the Saints idea. I just everyone keeps saying on ESPN Jets if you're not going to get Rodgers, but I do believe in the whole you play at Fresno State, you play in Vegas, you love that warm weather, you love that warm fuzzy weather. You don't want to go to New York, man, and freeze your butt off, man. You barely can. I mean, he played poorly against Pittsburgh Christmas Day. So I'm looking at the Jets destination. I'm like, do not go there. I mean, I used to live in Buffalo, New York. I mean, it was 14 degrees one day, then it was 2 degrees the next day. I mean, you don't want to live in the other side of New York and then get, the media out there.
I can barely even imagine that living in Texas my entire life. I can barely even fathom that.
Trust me, it was a hard adjustment for me in 2018 when I moved to Buffalo. And then the last one is Lamar Jackson. Everyone's talking about Lamar, exclusive tag, non-exclusive tag, long-term, fully guaranteed contract. I've been saying this to a lot of people. I think the Ravens should just cut their ties with it, be done. Because
they should do that.
They should not because of Lamar's ability or talent, this and that. I just think this is my thinking process. If you sign Lamar to the long-term deal, which would be nice for the city of Baltimore, you tell me, Spencer, what teams out of the AFC he's going to beat in the playoffs? Because I don't think he'll beat Kansas City. I don't think he'll beat even Cincinnati. You got an up-and-coming Jaguars team. You got, everyone praises the Chargers, this and that. And then you got the Bills, depending on, what happens with Miami with Tua's health. And then, like you said, if the Jets get Aaron Rodgers, my thing is are you going to pay 200+ guarantee mil for 10-6? Oh crap! 11-6 now, 17 games. Man,
I'm still not used to that either.
I'm not used to it. Yeah,
it doesn't look right when I look at the team's record from last year. I'm like, why do they have an extra game? When did we do this?
Yeah. So,
but I love more football.
So that's where I'm at. So that's why I'm like, Ravens, just cut your ties. It's been a good ride. If I would say if Lamar was going to the AFC Championship every other year, I'd say yes, do it. But yes, I think his playoff performances have not stand up to the same level as the other guys I mentioned on the, up and rising, and of course the Chiefs. So I personally, I like Lamar in Tampa. That was my pick. I like Lamar in Tampa with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Tampa might have to sign a few of their free agents on defense, but I like the setup there, but like you said, anyone in the NFC South, he can go to Saints. I don't know about the Falcons, even though everyone in Atlanta would just blow up. Hot Atlanta would be hot.
I could see him in a Falcons jersey. I could see
that red and black. It definitely. The alternate helmets they represented this past.
I can see it, dude.
He starts running. They'd be like, man, Vic was 7 and he was running. Lamar's 8 and he's running. Man, Hot Atlanta, Magic City, T.I., Big. Oh, never mind. Okay,
he seems to fit the culture. I feel like. Yeah, I feel like he's that type of guy. I think he'd fit right in.
Oh yeah. No, but no, those are my predictions. What about for you for Lamar?
I've had I don't think it's possible anymore, but I've said for 2 years now, anticipating this, that I think it makes a lot of sense for Miami. Now, I said this before this past season with Miami. Now, Tua made some progress, but even now, his concussion history, what does that look like? Do you really want to depend on him? Can you depend on him?
It's tough.
So maybe, and I know they don't have any picks either. That's why I don't really think it's possible anymore. But I've always felt like Miami would make sense for him. They have Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. They have some cap space. I believe they have a decent amount of cap space. Nope, they don't.
They don't.
No, they're actually $15 million under the cap, so they probably can't pay Lamar Jackson. So, like I said, it doesn't make sense. But thinking about teams that actually make sense and where I think it would be interesting, I think Atlanta would be my pick, simply because they have the cap space to pay him. And they do have some really, really good weapons. They have Drake London, they just drafted last year. You mentioned Kyle Pitts earlier. I would love that connection. And then also, sleeper for you, Tyler Algier, their running back, ended the season very, very well, very under the radar.
Very under the radar.
Very under the radar. He was a rookie last year. He could make that second-year jump, and that could be a really good run game. That head coach there, Arthur Smith, he loves to run the ball. He likes to get it established. What better quarterback to do that for you than Lamar Jackson?
Okay. Man, I know this first episode, we said we try to make it as short as possible. I know it's getting a little long. We might have to discuss other positions in a later episode. Right now,
Quarterback's all that matters.
I know, right? They get paid the most. They always win MVP. Everyone else is just second fiddle. But
yeah.
Right now, hey, we're going to go to the association with NBA talks. Now, right now, I don't want to talk about load management. Everyone's covered that from left and right. I hate it.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
It's a problem. It's a problem. Yeah. I did like Jalen Rose's idea. Like, if you're going to sit out games, sit out the home games because there's at least 41 of those. So I'm okay with that. But, the biggest topic, right now, I think everyone just kind of like let this blow over. But, man, did you hear about, this Ja Morant situation where, man, he punched a kid and now he's showing him his gun? And I was like,
I don't know why he's trying to follow Gilbert Arenas' path, but Gilbert Arenas never won anything. And he was out of the league in a few years after the whole incident happened. Let's not go down that path, Ja.
Dude, Ja, don't go it's okay to listen to Shannon Sharp, even though what he did, in LA, a couple of weeks ago, you don't want to pick a fight, with Shannon Sharp, but come on, man, a 17-year-old team. Now, the only thing I'm worried about that I guess I'll be on the defense of Ja, is that it's an allegation, but I don't see no video proof. Like, you're telling me he did this in a pickup game, No one recorded? No one?
You and I have played pickup before, and we know how insane those can get.
Yeah, gosh, go on YouTube right now and watch Ball is Life videos. That is the main reason why I don't even like playing basketball. Man, dude's just talking trash now like they winning rings. And for me, I'm shocked, if this is true, this is so disappointing because, Ja with his, shoe line coming out. Then I heard he was supposed to be, not a spokesman, but he's supposed to be on some Powerade commercials for the March Madness coming up. He'll probably get pulled from that. But besides Ja, of course, the number one name out there besides, LeBron or AD is, that Victor. Hopefully I'm saying his last name right.
Wembanyama?
Yeah, thank you. I didn't even have to say it. Thank you, Spencer.
I got you.
Man.
We can just call him Wemby. Because I don't like saying Wembanyama. Yeah. I'm probably not even saying it right either, honestly.
Yeah, Wemby. Yeah. Now I will say this. Spencer, you're going to be upset with me again. Again. If Houston wins that first pick, now, fit-wise, Victor would fit because, you already got KP and then Green and all that. So you would think Victor, and I think the Rockets would go there. But, man, the only thing I worry about is Victor is, he could blossom like Giannis did, that tall, that skinny. I worry about the foot bones because you had Yao for the longest, and he was bigger than Victor, but those injuries for a big man like that. The safe bet, even though he's a baller, I like Scoot, but I just think that if you get Scoot, you're gonna have to trade one of the other guys. But I do like the Victor for the fit for the Rockets. But if it was me, I'm going with Scoot and then figuring out how to build capital from a trade from either one or the other. If Detroit wins it, imagine that young talent they have with Victor, Cade, even though he's coming off an injury, and then Ivy. Man, they're like trust the process 2.0 right now. If they win. And I don't think I know the top three get an even percentage, but if the Spurs do, man, I swear if the Spurs do, David Robinson's going to show up, Tim Duncan's going to show up, and they're not going to call it the Twin Towers. They're going to call it the Triple Towers there.
What
do you think? What do you think?
we know the NBA lottery is rigged, right? We can agree on this, right? We know that is rigged. We know
if it was rigged, the Knicks would have got everyone. But I do agree there's some play into it.
So here's my thinking, right? It may or may not be rigged. We don't really know, but I like to think that it is. So that being said, the Rockets have had the worst record in the league, about to be most likely 3 years in a row. They've not gotten the number 1 pick yet. It's almost like the NBA, like they need to give the Rockets the number 1 pick. And it makes sense. The market is huge in Houston for Wembanyama, a guy they're going to want to market a lot. They're wanting to see big crowds for his games. Houston's the city to do that compared to San Antonio, Charlotte, Detroit. Houston's a no-brainer for there. So if it's rigged, he's a Rocket.
Yeah, you know what? I do think the NBA is punishing Houston after that back-to-back before the lottery when they back in the day. Like I think they are punishing.
Yeah. Maury got us into a lot of trouble for sure. Yeah. Maury was he definitely skirted the lines and.
Oh yeah,
but I don't want to pay for his sins when he's in Philly now. We don't deserve this. He's in Philly.
Yeah, look what he's doing in Philly. He's already got in trouble with the recruiting process of free agents. Even though it's just PJ Tucker, it wasn't like it wasn't like they were recruiting like LeBron James or anything. And so I wasn't too worried about that. Going off topic because you said in Houston. Is there a chance are you going to go to the McDonald's All-American game in Houston to watch Bronny Jr.?
I actually looked at tickets the other day. I'm not even going to lie.
Man.
I did. I didn't think about Bronny being there, though. I just was like, this is an event that would be fun to go to. It's right down the road. I might go there. Man. I might really have to get serious about that. To see Bronny, that'd be good.
Just to see him. Board with that. True. Yeah. When I saw it in Houston, and then they said Bronny was – now, I thought, I thought – they were being a little nice, they were like, man, how do we up this? How do we get this, viewership on this game? And I don't think he would have got picked, but I know he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I just think they were like, man, we needed to get Bronny in, build up the hype, X, Y, and Z because of, LeBron. But if I was in Houston, I would go to the game because I love LeBron.
Yeah, I might need to go for you and get you some picks.
I'll probably buy Bronny James Jr.'s freaking jersey when he gets drafted, and maybe even Bryce with the goggles. I might start wearing the goggles because of Bryce, man.
There's no bigger LeBron fan than you, my man. You're on him,
man. Hey, I got all the jerseys. Shoot, I still got the old blue alternate jersey when LeBron was first there when they had like that like red and gold.
Yeah.
Oh man, and when he dropped like 48 on the Pistons in that playoff game, yeah. I have that jersey, but Katrina fits it now. I can't fit it.
Oh no,
that was when I was little. So. But and then we'll finish off one thing. Right now we got Milwaukee now number 1 in the East, and then we got Denver number 1 in the West. Who do you feel more confident with getting to the finals? I feel like I may know this answer, but I'll just throw it out. You got Denver. They stayed hot. They stayed consistently hot all year, and you got Milwaukee, who's on like a 16-game winning streak out of nowhere. And they've done that without Giannis some games. So it's really been impressive. Who do you feel more confident getting to the finals? I know the West is stacked, and then with the East you got Boston, Philly, maybe even if someone wants to say Cleveland, or even Jimmy Butler playoff Miami.
Well, hey, you left out the Knicks there. They're on a 7-game streak right now.
Hey, they're the hottest team too. They're the second hottest team.
No, between the Bucks and the Nuggets, it's tricky. So I think the clear better team is the Bucks for sure. Yeah. They're top to bottom loaded. Giannis is the best player in the league right now. Drew Holiday clamps up in the playoffs. Chris Middleton, big bucket getter. So they're the better team. However, if we're talking about confidence to make it to the finals, that Boston team is much better than any team that the Nuggets are going to have to go against. Now, I say that. Let me put a little asterisk on that. KD has entered the picture in the West, so I want to see what they look fully healthy. That might be a shoe-in for a rematch between the Bucks and the Suns.
Yeah, with KD in Phoenix and even Kyrie in Dallas. Now, me, honestly, I don't mind players, switching up teams. I just don't like it when they switch up too many teams. I feel like I'm seeing, KD in a Suns jersey, Kyrie in a Dallas jersey. I feel like, how like you play 2K, like career mode, you want to be a Rockets. and then you just do a custom draft, and then you edit it to pick the number one guy. That's what I feel like this is. Like, Katie, OKC, Golden State, Brooklyn, like, man, like this is like, to me, like a custom draft. But I'm with you. I will probably say if I have more confidence in one team getting there, and screw it. I'll go with the Nuggets. I mean, Milwaukee screwed up last year, but they did lose to the Celtics, in the game 7, yada yada.
If Middleton was healthy, that might have been
different. Middleton, I do agree. If Middleton was healthy, I felt like this would have been different, and maybe Milwaukee would have got another title. I mean, because I don't know who would have guarded Giannis on the Warriors. Like, I mean, I know Draymond.
Who can guard Giannis on any team?
Yeah, I know, right?
Anthony Davis, maybe.
I mean, he might get his heart broken, getting a little shoulder, and then have to sit out 2 weeks. But I like the Nuggets, even though I will admit I don't watch much of the Nuggets, but they brought out the stat when the Joker goes for a triple-double, he's easily 24-0. And I'm wondering why Mike Malone don't just go with that as the game plan. Like, man, just go with that. But no, I like this Nuggets team. Of course, they got a little advantage with the altitude at home games in the playoffs. But I'll go with the Nuggets there. But I will say I will be excited. I will be excited to see who in the West, how the seeding gets done. Because, like from 4 to 10 is only like 2 games apart, it seems like. So that'll be fun to watch. We'll move over to baseball now, where I'll let you lead on that. We'll get back to the NBA in future episodes for sure. But MLB, now I will say I don't watch no spring training. I remember hearing, the rules about, the new rules change about the pitcher time clock, the bigger bases, the limited pickoff moments, and this and that. You explain to me some of these rules and how they have affected the game of baseball in a positive way, I think, because I like it.
Yeah, so the 2 biggest ones to me are definitely the pitch clock. That's going to change a lot of things for a lot of guys. I think that's overall going to be a good thing. Mm-hmm. Having limited timeouts for the batter, the pitcher not being able to take, a full minute and a half in between pitches. I think that's going to be good. The one that I'm not the biggest fan of, as like just someone that's watched baseball my whole life, I don't like the ban on the shift. That is it. I just don't understand it. I don't understand why banning the shift is beneficial to anyone. Now, as an Astros fan, it's tricky because our pitchers benefited from the shift a lot, but our hitters were shifted against more than any other team in the league. So I'm very interested to see how the Astros are going to perform this year. I mean, I imagine they'll still make it to another World Series. That's how they do it every year.
They find a way. I swear. Hey, everyone. Hey, right now I live in Oakland, and I got a bunch of Dodger fans, Giants fans. I have to hear, "Oh, you cheated on the first one." I'm like, yo, hold on. I gotta give you a good example. I'm like y'all always crying about, the Astros winning their first ring, whatever. But guess what? They still got the ring. It's kind of similar to your ex-girlfriend cheated on you with a better man. You upset, you crying about, but guess what? She still got a ring from the other dude. So
we could do an entire episode about my feelings on the 2017 cheating scandal. We could do a full hour and a half episode where I just talk the entire time, and you sit there.
I'll just sit back and eat some popcorn.
Yeah, if we go down that path, I don't know that I can go back.
Now I will say, the new rules. I don't know what the effects. When I heard there were going to be bigger bases, I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of that one. It's going to make it easier to steal bases, but that might make it more fun.
Yeah, I haven't truly seen like the dimensions of the base yet. But I was really interested in the pitch clock, and already seeing batters getting called strikes, so they're not walking into the box already. I mean, I even watched a video. I think it was today or yesterday about Carlos Carrera. He hit a foul ball, and then he's just walking off. And he's just like, "Oh shoot, man, I gotta get back." He ran back. He ran a 4.40 to get back to that box. He didn't want that strike 2 already.
Yeah.
But I do find that interesting. I will say, the new rules, I might be more interested in watching baseball games on TV. I will say I love baseball games live. Going to any game live, it beats nothing. And
absolutely.
But on TV, last year, I could go use the restroom, I could go shower. It still be on. They'd be on out too right now. the other day, like I mentioned, I watched the spring training Astros and Mets, and man, I liked it, loved it. I'm very excited for baseball season. Of course, just like the NFL. Cowboys are going to be the favorite or whatever. The baseball, the Yankees and Dodgers are always the favorite. But it seems like, one of the other teams, and of course me, you can make the biased pick of you're going to pick the Astros to win the World Series. That's fine. Pick another team that you think that may win the World Series that you want.
Man.
If it's not the Astros, just hey.
Why would I pick any other team where I'm not going to put my money on? I'm putting all my dough on the Astros. It's going on the Astros.
And matches.
Okay, I'll answer it this way. My bet for the World Series is always going to be the Astros. Who do I think is going to meet them there, though, or who do I think is their biggest hurdle to get over? I can give you an answer for both of those. I think their biggest hurdle in the AL this year is not going to be the Yankees. I see the Yankees taking a big step back. Their big free agent acquisition pitcher, Rodon, I'm not impressed with. The Astros have tattooed him in the past, so not afraid. Aaron Judge had one hit in the ALCS last year. We know what happens in the playoffs with him. He can hit home runs in the regular season, great.
Right.
So not really worried about him. I'll tell you the team that does. No, he wishes. The team that I'm most worried about in the AL would be in the same division as the Astros is the Mariners. I think they made a lot of good moves. They have a lot of players that were young and continue to improve. I think that's their biggest hurdle. They'll have a full season with Julio Rodriguez, with Ty France. They added Teoscar Hernandez.
Okay.
They have a lot of really, really good players. Luis Castillo, they traded for in the middle of last season, one of the best pitchers in the league. So they're going to be tough. I still like the Astros' chances. That's another team they just swept in this past playoffs. So
well, hey, I will say, I remember having Astros money line game 1, and I flipped the channel, and it was like whatever it was, 7-0. And man, I do think once the Astros came back and stole game 1, I felt like that was just it. And of course, that. the what was it, like the 18th 19th inning game 3. Woo, you want to talk
1-0.
1-0.
You waited 18 innings for one home run,
man, and I'm telling
you,
two full games. Yeah,
insane, man,
insane. Yeah. So for me, gosh, I even hate to say this, if it's not the Astros, because I like the Astros, I'm always gonna go with the Astros. If it's not the Astros. For AL, man, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the Blue Jays to somehow step up. I love the young roster.
They have a lot of talent.
Vlad, of course, hopefully their pitching gets better. That's all it comes down to. It seems like, because the pitching, and for the NL, just hit me in the face.
Don't say the Marlins.
I'm going with the Padres.
Okay.
The Padres. I mean, I was really hoping Tatis would have came back, but then whatever, got hit with that drug. So
put down the needle. Put down the needle for
this. And then once again, same thing with the Padres. Money wise, man, they got a loaded lineup. I like the lineup. And now, of course, I don't like this. What's his name? Joe Musgrove. He just broke his big toe and working out the other day. Like, come on, man. What were you doing, man? You couldn't live.
Baseball injuries are always the weirdest. You got guys getting hurt and going on the disabled. Oh, it's not called it's called the injured list now. Sorry.
Yeah.
They go on the injured list. Where's one guy? I forgot who it was. But back in the day, he walked through his glass door. He thought the door was open, walked through the glass door, and went on the IL.
Oh, man.
Like, baseball players get injured in the most crazy way. And they go on the IL for blisters. What other sport?
Yeah.
What other sport can you not play?
Definitely.
When you have a blister on your finger. That's crazy. Yeah. And they'll go out for several weeks just for a blister. That's insane.
It's the same.
It's crazy.
It's so crazy. Now I will say, because we're gonna cut the episode soon. Right now we got either our best bets or what is intriguing you this weekend in sports. I know everyone's gonna say, I can't wait to see Bryce Young get weighed and dude, I mean, you knew Bryce Young was small at Alabama. It's not like he just you know, it wasn't like 225 and now he's showing up like skinny as a duck. I mean, like, so I know everyone's going to say that. I will say, I mean, I might not watch it. I mean, I might watch like someone like live streaming on Twitter or something. You know, I'm interested in seeing John Jones fight. Now, I will say, everyone says he's a GOAT, whatever. He might be a great fighter, but man, you can't be cheating every time. Man, like every time you win, you can't be cheating. So
yeah, so here's the thing. I've got Sixers and Bucks over this weekend. Love that one.
Sixers and Bucks, okay.
Yeah, got Rockets money line. And then here I got two crazy ones for you. I like the John Jones fight, second round, KO plus 1,600. Or if you want to say he's going to win by decision, plus 175. I like both those. I got a really nice one for you. How about Manchester City money line, English Premier League? Wake up early at 6:30 in the morning and watch that one with me.
6:30 your time or my time? Because it is
my time.
Man, it's like 4:30 my time. Oh no, man! I might not be waking up that early. I mean, if it was Tiger Woods at the U.S. Open, you know, at St. Andrews, I probably would wake up for that. But I don't know about the Manchester United. I actually, my phone just died, so I can't give out my best bets. You know, right now I'm riding a Heat money line. Hopefully they win. This whole week has been piss poor for me. I've been getting screwed left and right. Earlier today, I had Belmont plus 2.5. They lose by 3. I had High Point money line. They're up by 10 with like 7 minutes to go. They lose by 2. I've just been on the wrong end of bets lately. You know, I won Mavs money line Thursday, you know, last night, you know, luckily. But I've just been getting, you know, really, really screwed lately. Hopefully this will turn around. You know, I think I've been having this bad run since I bet the Eagles on the money line.
Here's the thing, though. If you're in the middle of a bad run, you're due.
You're due. Hey, yes, I just reposted that on the story. Yes. But Spencer, hey, just want to say thank you, man, for episode 1. I'm glad we got this over with. Hey, the weight is off now. Hey, as always, fans, family, you know, haters, it is what it is. Hey,
we love the haters.
If you want to connect with us, hey, follow us on all, you know, social media platforms, our Twitter. You know, you want your questions answered. Trust me, we will put it in. We have no problem. Today's episode went a little long than we wanted to, but hey, it was just the intro. But hey, all I will say is, hey, everyone, y'all have a great night. Spencer, hey, you have a great night, great weekend. Hey, let's get connected. Let's get another episode soon.
Take it easy, my man. It was awesome. I can't wait till the next one.
Cannot wait. Wild Wild West Sports Blog. We're coming with more questions, more topics, more episodes. Hey, let's get the ball rolling. Later.